Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter where you are in the world. This is Howie, and I'm here to help you win with money. Today is July 10, 2021. It is the end of trading week number 27. So I'm going to create a video showing my trades for this week and whether or not I made money or lost money in options trading. Before we move on, if you're on Facebook, join Investing 102, where you can level up your investment knowledge with other investors, and you will find me there. So the week ended up with S&P hitting new highs. And I wanted to show you something a little bit different. Normally I just show you my ETrade account, but I want to show you some other stuff today. I did some trades earlier this week, but I wanted to talk about it. So I'm going to go into my Fidelity account, and here you go. I didn't create a video earlier this week, but I did sell AMC. I sold it at $53 and change, and you see I made $7 grand. My profit was $5.5 or $5,000. And then what I did was I did take some money off the table on Exxon Mobil. Exxon has a breach above 60, and for those who know, I think it hit around 32 or 33 bucks last year. So I took some money off the table. I do collect dividends in Exxon Mobil. You can see that. And then what I did was I moved it into, I ended up moving some money from the Exxon trade into the Next Era Energy. It does have a smaller dividend yield, but I do like Next Energy way more than I like Exxon. So I moved some money here into here. And then the next thing you'll notice is I bought, this is a new position for me, PLTR. I got 100 shares here. And I did buy some more AXON Enterprise, which is the maker of Taser. But these are just stock trade. These are not options trade, but I wanted to show you because sometimes I don't do video of every single trade because I just do so many in a particular year. But these are stock trades. I'm just moving money around. So let's get into my ETrade account. Okay, I'm in ETrade now. Normally what I do is go to the transactions. I just do copy. And then I just go into the tracker and I paste everything there. And then I have more trades. So let's grab more. And here you go. And of course, I copy everything for this trading week. And then what I'm going to also do is remove all those useless fields. And I'm going to paste the next set. And now I'm going to sort all the dates and then fix everything else up. And I think I finished it. As always, I hit the save button. I added in everything I needed to do, all the description, the numbers, the dates. And the next thing we want to do is go to the very top. We go over here. I always leave last month data for at least for the first 2 weeks. Let's hit the refresh, and you will see I have no dividends, which is right. I did very little trades here, and then I took a big loss here. Now, some of this is expected, and I'll explain that afterwards. Let's just go here. I want to double check all the numbers. And okay, so this looks okay. This number will go here now. So I think everything is okay. Now what it's telling me is in the third quarter I'm off to a bad start because last week was great only because there was only 2 days of the trading day in July. Now that we have more data, you see I'm off to a bad start, but I can explain what's happening. Cover calls, okay. Yeah, it's the iron condors. It's costing me a lot of money and it's causing me to lose money right now. And I just fixed this. So here's the final numbers for week number 27. I did 16 trades. It brings my total trade count to 761 for this year. My running P&L now is a total of 21. I actually took a loss this week. So I will change that to red so that we can see it. And you will see that my profit per trade is dropping. Is down to 27, and I expected that. I expected this to drop a little bit lower by the time the end of the year happens, and so you're not going to make money every week. And I'll explain what happened. So with the S&P running up, it had a 7-day in a row up, and those are really bad for my iron condors. I am playing the S&P iron condors, and what that means is it becomes tested on my call side. Whereas my put side will make money, but there's not a lot of money. So what I'm doing is there are many ways to do it. You can exit out the trade and reposition. What I end up doing was I'm moving up my puts a little bit closer to offset it, but it wasn't enough. And so not only am I tested on the call side, I'm taking a much bigger loss. So I pass. Some people use trading like 2x or 3x of your maximum premium you collected, and that's a stop loss. I didn't do that because I'm okay with hedging a little bit. So if I lose money on my options, I'm okay with that because it means I made way more money on my 401k plan. So if your option trading is proportionate to your 401k plan, that means if you lose a few $1,000s in options trading for that week, but if you made 10 grand in your 401k plan, then some people are okay with that because you make money when the market is down, flat, and in this case, I didn't really make money in options when it's going up, but I made money in other portfolios. So this is why it's a little bit more complex, and I'm okay with taking that type of loss because I made more money outside of options trading. So let's go into the trades. First thing I did was put a filter on PayCom. And so let's talk about this trade first. So what I want to do is I'll use a filter so that we can look at, I want to pair everything up so you can see what happened. I opened this credit spread last week. You see that on the first, and I collected $120. I closed it this week and it would cost me $21 to close. So if you do the math, it means I made $98 in the course of 9 days. And real quickly, let's just do that again. It was 98.66. I'll show you some quick math. You see, if you put how much capital I put up was $2,000 in buying power. I made 4.9% return in 9 days. And most people, you can't do this. You can't just divide the calendar. I mean, some people analyze it by dividing 365 by 9, but that's not how I want to do it. If you just look at the calendar, let's just assume it was on this week. So it took 2 weeks to do. So if you multiply, so another way you can do that is just multiply that by, if you do this strategy 26 more times, then you can say, well, yeah, in theory, you can make 128%. So now that I made 4.9% return, I liked it so much, I wanted to do another trade on it. The only issue I had with this one was these are monthlies. I couldn't do weeklies. So I was forced to go further out or longer in date. So I collected premium, but I had to go further down to be a little bit safer because you're adding way more time. So I lowered it, and I'm using a free 20 now as my short put versus a free 40 to compensate for the extra time risk. So we'll see how that goes. I don't really know, but again, this is why I talk through my trades. Next is Walgreens. So Walgreens have not been a really good move, but I did get in recently at 52, and you notice that the shares went up, and then I was trading upwards, and then Walgreens missed. I think they hit earnings, but I don't remember what happened, but the shares dropped down. So I've been making money by rolling my covered calls down. So I had to move it down for some premium. So this is still too early to see how this will end up. But in the short term, I'm already down on the Walgreens because I added 100 shares recently. If you see here, I bought it here on June 24th. You'll see that here. I bought it for $22. And I know it's trading under 50 now or 48 because I've been rolling this down. And I feel comfortable doing that because I know how to roll back up. And remember, I'm not too far away from the $52. I wouldn't want to keep on going down too far, because if you do and it does a sharp reversal, you don't want to be caught in the money and then losing money on these cover calls and selling the shares like there's an early assignment risk. You don't want to sell it for less than $52. So I'm just going to try to collect premium and hold this and collect some dividends over the years and see what happens. So that's how I'm playing this one now. And on a cannabis play, all I did was roll down and out. Not a lot of premium. I'm still collecting money. I'm still waiting for cannabis to rebound, but in the meantime, that's okay. Like I said, maybe in the last month, I added some more shares. So I'm still playing it. I'm not giving up on cannabis. So on the SPY, I lost 1,700 just on this one trade. And what I was trying to do was, let me readjust it, because Like I said, I know I'm gonna lose money because I had it at a free 30 or 435. This was already in the money, and I had another one at a free 38. So these will be tested, and I'll lose money. So what I ended up doing was I rolled it out. I'm gonna play it a little bit longer and see what happens. Again, it was a bad trade. I'm not saying it was good, but what I'm doing is I made more in my 401k plan. But what I'm hoping for basically is play it down, let the clock wear down a little bit. And what I may do is still move up the put side a little bit further up and try to collect a little bit more premium, and then I'll exit out of the trade eventually, maybe next week. And here's just some of the details of my Paycom trade. You can see it from the broker statement. I did the math for people so they can see it here. You can see how, if you analyze it, that's how much. So that's the end of this particular video. I showed you that I did some trades with AMC, sold it for a profit, moved it into some other stock that I want to hold for the next 3 to 5 years or even longer. Sold some Exxon Mobil. I think oil will maybe touch $90 a barrel. I don't know what it hit 100, but I do see oil, the play on oil and energy is still moving up. I took a little bit of profit, not because I dislike it at this point, but the easy money is already made. I moved it into something else that I like, so I bought Next Era, NEE, Next Era. And then on my option side, I think I explained this in my video. I did lose money on the SPY, so I did lose money on Iron Condors, and I'm okay with that. I'm repositioning it. Can't make money every week. Like I said, I'm using Iron Condors to try to make money when markets are flat. When it runs in one direction, either up or down, obviously it creates problems. But I'm going to stick to my strategy. I'm going to stick to my game plan. Eventually, I'll make money, and if not, I will make money in my 401k plan, because every time the S&P 500 hit a new high, I'll make more in all my other portfolios. So that's sort of the thinking here. Let me know how you did this week. I know it's week number 27. My trading profits are now only $21,000. I think I'll still finish the year at about $30,000. My average profit per trade will probably eventually drop, and I'm okay with that. Like I said, I didn't set out to make 50 grand this year. I normally trade a very conservative strategy, so it's kind of easy for me to manage these positions. Give me a thumbs up, share it with your friend. As always, let's do this together. Let's do this $1 at a time and have a profitable day. Bye-bye.